everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel. I'm currently driving right now, as you guys can see. I am actually on my way to court. I just got off of a night shift as usual. I feel like I'm always vlogging when I get off of a night shift and I've had like no sleep. But yeah, I'm actually on my way to court this morning. You want to know why? I'm about to tell you why. This is sort of going to be a story time video. Okay, so this happened like 3 days after New Year this year, and so I was driving down a range road. So basically what that is, like, I live out of the city. If you guys didn't know, like, I don't live in the city. I live in the suburbs, like right outside the city. And so there's multiple ways to get out of my town and like into the city, if that makes sense. Like, you could take the highway, which is like the route that I normally take, but this one day I decided I would just take like a back road. And you guys see it sometimes in my vlogs because I use like those clips as like sort of like transition clips, I guess. So range roads are basically like along the farm. So I live around like a lot of farms, and a range road basically is like a back road and there's literally nothing there but farmland, right? And there's always cops there, there's always like RCMP there, so I know that I need to do the speed limit, you know what I'm saying? Normally range roads are like 80k to like 100k per hour, but then this road goes down to 60 at one point, and cops obviously like to stay there because it's, you know, easy money. People are not paying attention or whatever. And I actually was paying attention, you guys. So I get to this section where there's like a speed sign, right? So it'll tell you what the speed limit is. And the sign basically says like 60 ahead. Like there's a, what's it called? There's like an arrow and it says 60 ahead. And then there's another sign ahead and it says 60. So you basically have from one sign where it has an arrow that says 60 ahead to the other sign that says 60 to actually slow down. And that's what I did. When I got to the second sign, I was doing the speed limit. I was doing 60. There was already a cop behind me. He was already like had his lights on. He was pulling me over and everything like that. So he basically said I was doing 80 in a 60 zone, which I wasn't. I was doing an 80 where it said that there was a 60 zone ahead. And so that's the reason why he pulled me over. The reason why he gave me a ticket, and this is the reason why I'm actually going right now, is because I forgot to register my car. In my province, they used to send out letters like every December saying, you know, your registration is due at the end of December, blah, blah, blah. They don't do that anymore. So they stopped doing that a few years ago because, you know, they're concerned about the environment or whatever. They don't want to send those letters in the mail anymore, which is totally fine if I remembered to actually do it. It's around Christmas and New Year and everything, and I was dealing with a lot. I was dealing with a lot of like holiday stuff, and just, I don't know, I just completely forgot to do it. And that is the reason why I'm going right now to try to get my fine reduced, because it's literally like $300, and it was like literally 3 days into the new year. I forgot last year, actually, like, because they don't send reminders anymore. So I had forgotten last year for about 2 months into January, and I didn't get pulled over, obviously. So that was fine. But I literally like went the next day and got my registration. But I think it's ridiculous to charge $300 just for that, and it was like 3 days into the New Year's. Like that's not cool. That's really annoying. So I'm going right now to court for the first time to try and get my fine reduced. And I've never been to court before, so hopefully this goes good, and I'll tell you guys what becomes of this, what is the outcome of this. I know a lot of people that has gone to court for like traffic, like speeding tickets and everything. So, and they always reduce it for them. But yeah, like, I don't know what's gonna happen right now. I'm really not looking forward to it. Oh, you know what? I totally left my speeding ticket at home. I need it. Or if I'm on file. I don't know. I just realized that, and I'm literally like almost to the court place that my speeding ticket's actually at home in my drawer. So I might have to turn around and go get it. Frick. Oh, that's so annoying. I don't want to go all the way back home and get it. You guys, I'm just, like, I need coffee. It's been a long night, and I have to do this right now. When did this turn into a mukbang? I don't know. But I'm here. I just got some McDonald's to cheer me up and some iced coffee. So this has turned into a mukbang. So I wanted to tell you guys about my experience there because I did not have a good experience there. Well, sort of. Basically, in short, my fine was reduced to like half. It was $310 and I still had to pay $155. But you guys, I waited 3 hours. As you guys heard from the first clip that when I was driving, you know, I had to go back home and pick up the ticket because I thought that I needed it. Apparently, like, you don't really need it. Like, they have it on record. But I went home anyways, and then by the time I got back there, it was about 9:20 a.m. and the place supposedly opens at 9. Everybody in line, okay, there was like probably 100 to 200 people there. I don't even know. I just couldn't count. There was a lot of people, and they were all saying, like, some of them got there like at 8:45, and the place didn't actually open till like 9:30, like the little booth thing that you check into. So even if I did get there at 9, it would have been the same thing. I still would have had to wait. It was such a stupid ass experience, you guys, let me tell you. You guys are getting this video as my Wednesday video this week because I literally have nothing else to edit. I have videos to edit, like I have a vlog and I have a couple videos that I did with my fiance, but like I really don't have time to edit those because I have to work again. Like, I am on a stretch of 6 night shifts, so tonight is night number 5. I don't have time. So I went there, mistakenly. I hadn't eaten anything. One of my coworkers that's fought a ticket in Calgary, so in the city, she fought a ticket and it took her like an hour and a half, and I was expecting that. I was expecting an hour and a half. I was gonna get coffee. I was gonna come home and sleep. Do not ever get a ticket in rural Alberta. That's all I can tell you. Just don't do it. Don't get a ticket. Don't get a ticket, and don't try to fight it because that was painful. So by the time I came home, grabbed my ticket, and went back there, it was about 9:25 when I got there. Hey, 9:25. There was literally, the parking lot was full, and I'm like, oh crap. But they're attached to a school, so I was thinking, like, yeah, that's weird, right? A court is attached to a school, but it legit is. So I was like, oh, like maybe the parking lot is full, like maybe the street parking is full and the parking lot is full because people are in school today, you know, because that would make sense because it's like 9:25 in the morning, like, you know? I was like, oh, okay, so like most of these people are probably in school or whatever. No. I was lucky to find one parking spot and I had to parallel park into it. And you guys, if you know me, you know how much I hate parallel parking, but I did it in one shot. Be proud of me. Nobody ever sees it. Whenever I'm by myself, I can parallel park just fine. And when I have an audience, when there's people in the front seat with me, when there's people in the back seat with me, I cannot parallel park to save my life. But anyways, parallel parked, walked inside. I walked inside and there was just people. There was people everywhere. And it's like a small little courthouse. Like, okay. So it's literally like a room, like a hallway pretty much. So a hallway leading up to different hallways. So there's just one main hallway leading up to like a reception desk, and then side hallways leading up to like courtrooms and everything like that. So there was just literally people everywhere. I literally felt like a sardine in a sardine can because it was packed. It was packed. I didn't even know where the line started. I always, like, you know, I assumed it started at the door, like at the entrance, right? No. So I had to keep walking. There was just like literally people everywhere. There was like a line and it was like going like a snake. So there was like 3 lines and it was just like obviously connected, right? So it was 1 line, but it was like in 3 leading up to the front window, which wasn't open yet, and it was already 9:25 and they were supposed to open at 9. So there literally is people everywhere. I don't know where to go. So I go, like, I just ask a random person because I see like where the line sort of ends. So I'm like, is this the line for the traffic tickets? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, there's a lot of people here. What in the hell? Like, why? So I wait in this long line. I think that the reception desk opens at like 9:30. Like that's when they start bringing people up to the front. So by 9:30, the line starts moving really slowly, but it moves. And I get to the front of the line maybe by 10:30. And she basically says, okay, like, what are you here for? And I'm like, I really just want my speeding ticket reduced, or my speeding ticket. It's not really a speeding ticket because it wasn't really for speeding. It was for having expired plates or no registration or whatever. So I was just like, I'm hoping to get this reduced. And she was like, okay, like you're gonna have to talk to the Crown prosecutor. So just wait in the hallway until he calls your name. And there's no line at this point. Like there's just people everywhere. And then there's like a little tiny seating area. All the seats were taken. And I was like, okay, like how long is this gonna take? How long could this take? Like how long could it take? You guys, there's probably a good 100 people in front of me. They were all just waiting. It took 2 hours. It took 2 hours. 2 hours from the 10:30, 2 hours for the whole process. I think they called my name around like 12:15. So basically you're waiting for the Crown prosecutor. There's one Crown prosecutor and there's all these people trying to do the same thing as me, right? So he calls people like 5 or 10 at a time, and then that's like its own queue. So you're out of the big lineup, you're placed into a queue, and then he calls you one by one sort of thing. And then you have to wait again to pay for your ticket. So I ended up getting there, talking to him at 12:15. He basically says, like, I basically like try to explain myself. I'm like, I work night shifts and I was like 3 days late from when my registration expired, and I totally completely forgot to do it. Like, can you please give me a break? Like, I know it was wrong, whatever. And he's like, I can cut it in half. So I ended up getting my ticket cut in half to 150 or 155. And then he's like, just wait about 10 minutes, go to the front where the window was where you checked in. So wait there. I'll be about 10 minutes. I'll come there, bring your papers up, and then you can pay for it. Tell me why. This took longer than 10 minutes. It took literally longer than 10 minutes. I think that it took probably 20 more minutes after that. So I literally was there for over 3 hours. Finally got to pay my freaking ticket. It was 155 again. Like, I'm just giving money to the freaking province. Like, cool, take my money. Next time I will remember to do my registration. Next time I will remember. Sorry, you guys. I had to rant. I'm just like freaking exhausted. I was hungry because I didn't eat beforehand. Don't do that. I'm telling you guys this because one of you out there might get a speeding ticket or might get like some kind of ticket and try to fight it. I'm really hoping it's better in the bigger cities. I'm really hoping it's better in Calgary. Like my friend said it took about an hour and a half. This took like 3 hours. So, lesson learned, do not get a ticket in my town. I can get a ticket in the city, but not in my town because this is not happening again. I am not waiting. Oh my God, like I wasted my whole entire day. I could have been sleeping. I need to go to sleep so that I can get maybe like 6 to 7 hours, and then I have to work a night shift again. So how much do you love my life right now? Yeah, that's pretty much it for my rant slash I'm annoyed slash I went to court for the first time video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will see you soon in my next one, and hopefully it's a positive one because this one was kind of a negative video, but I'm just giving you guys my experience. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.